Hi, I'm Julie Heneghan and I'm here today to interview Michael Ryan to talk to us about his new accounts payable transformation programme called AP1. Michael is the founder of Finance Transformation UK.
Hello, Julie.
Hi, Michael.
Good
nice
to meet
see
you
again
again
today.
Yeah, thanks very much.
So, talk to me about AP1 and the new transformational programme for accounts payable.
Yeah, it's actually something I've wanted to do for quite some time. As you know, I've been a consultant transforming finance functions for most of the last 25 years. And what I've found is the challenges are the same again and again and again. So what I wanted to do was, off the back of a recent client engagement, was put together a training programme, easy to follow, which imparts my experience. And more importantly, it puts across how I do it.
Okay.
So that people can learn from that and actually start to begin the transformations themselves internally.
And what is it built on, Michael? Talk to me about that.
Well, essentially, people get hung up on the fact that a transformation has to involve the implementation of a system. It doesn't. In my opinion, if you actually want to improve one of the key metrics of how an accounts payable team operates, which is its payment performance, you can do that through the people and process piece. You don't need to lean heavily towards the technology. And what I tried to do was to put together a program, 9 steps, which is relatively easy to follow, that anyone can follow who's either the accounts payable manager or the people with a vested interest in the accounts payable process, such as the financial controller or the financial director.
So, Michael, why have you launched the AP1 programme?
Basically, at my stage of my career, I wanted to share my experience. When I set up Finance Transformation UK back in 2020, I, like all consultants, I says, well, what's the size of the market? And I says, well, I used to work for Deloitte, and I used to work for Logica, and we bid for the FTSE 100 type firms. And I'm going, well, if I'm coming in with a boutique consultancy, team of associates, I'm not realistically going to be bidding in that end of the market. So I investigated the size of the economy, and I reckon all of the medium-sized and above firms within the UK come to about 20,000 businesses. Now, as I sit here today, 25 years into my career, how many of them am I going to see before I retire? I'd say possibly between now and hitting 65, I might see about 15 or 16 of them for the life cycle of a change programme. So to be honest, I just want to share my experience. I don't claim to be spot on correct, but I get regularly hired by clients in order to transform their AP functions. And I want to put that across in a manner which is easy for everybody else to absorb. That's what I want to do.
Good. So why should I and others join the programme? What's in it for us?
Yeah, okay. Well, if you join as an individual, one of the things that you actually get from this is CPD points. So I designed it as a 9-step program, and I actually give you 9 things as part of the program other than the steps. And one of them is the opportunity to improve yourself professionally by learning from someone whose experience is probably greater in this particular area than your own, and has had a variety of experience across multiple sectors, multiple size businesses. Some of my clients in the last 3 years have ranged from 150 million turnover up to 4 billion. They have international operations. I see AP functions as low as 10, and multi-site or multi-country ones, large-scale shared service centres well in excess of 100. So what's in it for you primarily is I'm going to share with you how to do that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you get on with doing it. You don't have to have me take you through every single transformation program, but I'm going to give you the benefit of the experience in a structured way.
Okay.
And you can take it from there. The CPD is the bonus at the end of it. 9 steps, 9 CPD points.
Good. So in terms of the programme then, what does it consist? You talked about the 9 steps. Mm-hmm. How are you going to impart your 25 plus years of knowledge with all of those amazing clients that you've worked with into me as an individual and to others? Okay,
well, so basically this got sparked recently by a deliverable I was writing for a client on the transformation of the purchase to pay process. I reviewed it, performed a health check and left them with a roadmap. And I was looking at it at the end in which I probably had to lift up every single rock. And I thought, I really need to share this. And the standard way we would have done when we were consultants was we would have taken out the logos, but you also would have needed to take out the problems and not make it obvious as to what type of client it was. So I thought, I kind of have reached the stage. I want to impart the knowledge, and I want to sit down and write a training program. Now, for those of you who know me, you know that I'm also responsible for the production of Finance Transformation magazine. And I designed the magazine to be an easy reference point for busy finance leaders. So this isn't a schoolwork program. Okay. This is where I apply the learnings of how to put across a message to the right level of individual in the time frame that they've got for doing it. So obviously your AP manager needs to spend more time in it, but what your financial controller needs to know and what your finance director needs to know, it's the typical pyramid of a dashboard. I can run this off several KPIs, but it's my AP manager who's managing it every single day. So to that effect, I very simply took my 9-step program and I created 9 offerings out of the 9 steps.
Okay.
And what I learned from the magazine was, if your time precious, it's all about brand recognition, logo recognition, message recognition. So the very first step in the process is to give you a headline, okay? And I'll actually give you the name of the first step, which is measure to manage. And I'll give you an idea from my thought process. That's what I want you to remember. I want the finance director to remember measure to manage. If we don't measure, we can't manage. And I could refer to Peter Drucker at this point, but we won't go off on a tangent. That gives you an idea for the thought. He'll always remember that part, or she'll remember that, whoever the finance director is. I'm going to write you up my knowledge in a nice, easy to absorb PDF, which gives you the highlights of what you need to do in each particular step. So we can all read. We all go through that. That's easy enough. I can do that for you. That's step 1. That's actually offering 1. Step 2 is then exactly what we're doing at the moment. I'm going to video each of the steps for you and explain it to you in my own words. Now, I've experimented an awful lot with video over the course of the last few years. And so there's 2 parts to the video piece. I'll record what I think the answer is, or the piece that I wish to share. And then later in the program, you might suggest to me what subject matter expert you'd like me to interview. Okay. And we'll share that with you. Yeah? I don't claim to have all the answers, but I do claim to be capable of running a program so that everybody gets an answer. Okay? The third step, having stepped through the PDF document and the video, is the webinars. We need to start to talk with each other. And in the first piece, similar to the videos, I'll lead off the webinars. There will be several of them during the course of the year. But pretty soon I'm going to turn around to you and go, which of the members, which of you would like to lead the webinar? I'll provide you with the facility to do this, similar to the studio we're sitting in here today, and go, I'll give you the mechanism. Because your standard AP manager, your typical finance director, they're not running webinars. They're attending them. But I'll create the mechanism for this membership program whereby you can run them. And you can share your knowledge, share your experience, share your sector experience, which is greater than mine in several areas. That's what I do. And I kind of almost view that like a project program, as that's wave 1. The first 3 of 9, easy to remember. And then I move on to, well, what am I offering you out of wave 2? And it brings me right back to our friend, the magazine.
Okay.
Within the course of the next 6 weeks or so, the magazine will reach its fourth birthday. And it will soon move to a subscription model, pay-per-view. I am going to include that within the membership program of AP1. But the clever part is I'm going to turn around to the members of AP1 and go, your first call on writing an article. Everybody always asks me, how do I get in a magazine? And I go, well, I get approached, but 90% of the time, I do the approaching. So this time I'm creating a discreet, almost elite group, if you want to call it. And I go, first pass on my 8 stories goes to you guys. You want to tell a story? We'll put it in print for you.
Okay.
Then it moves me on to the 5th one, which is another thing that came out of the recent client engagement I had. As I've gotten older, or more experienced, I always thought that what I was selling was me. So I'm the one who turns up to run the project. It's my experience, it's my way of interacting, it's my way of behaving, it's my formulas, it's my process. I never thought of the tech, because I wasn't selling tech, okay? But in the last 2 years or so, I've developed what I could best describe as solutions. Yeah? And I don't claim to be a tech genius by any means, but I know what solves the problem. And what I'm going to expose this group to is some of those new solutions. That'll be the 5th thing that you're getting out of this. Bear in mind, we haven't even talked about the 9 steps bar the first one, and there's 5 things that you're getting from this so far. Now, I think at this point, we've had the webinar, we've had the videos. That's the set piece stuff. We need to meet each other, shake hands and chat, get to know each other. And what I find when I ran events last year was, I knew everybody, but by the time the day was finished, they all knew each other. And what I was delighted with was many of them won business out of the fact that I introduced them to each other, and many of them helped each other. And I actually think that people go to network, but it's a fantastic feeling to lead the networking so that someone else benefits from it. It's great. So that to me is a sort of natural point. We have 6 things then out of our 9, and that's almost the end of our second wave. And then we come on to the real fun. We come on to wave 3. Now, when we set up the membership at the start, you can join as a member. You can join individually, right? So your AP manager, your FD, your financial controller, whatever, you can join. When we reach step 7, I give you a sense check, okay? So we have, as a result of being consultants, we have all sorts of health check templates and approaches, a diagnostic, shall we say. So at step 7, I'm going to give you the chance to join as a business.
Okay.
So a corporate membership. And I'm going to give you the diagnostic. I'll send 2 of my colleagues in to do it. Now at this point, you might reach step 7 and go, we're cool, Michael. We measured ourselves at the start and we're okay. I go, that's fine. You're fine. Now share what you can do with the rest of the group. So the value of the community grows exponentially when you have people who are very good and they're okay, and then they want to share. And those that need help to be brought along. They don't need to be brought along by consultants. They can be brought along internally by their own people or by other members of this group. And that's where 7, I think, it's a sea change. If you've got that far, you're really in this for the long term. And then the fun really starts. So when you want to motivate somebody to do something, I always find, so we get into the whole discussion around carrot and stick. People are motivated by positive emotions.
For sure.
If I give you an award, if I give you a trophy, that's great. You feel, oh, deadly, we want one of those. We want one of those. I always encourage all the teams I've ever managed, you win something, you put it somewhere in the office where everyone else can see it. So the other teams can see it in your business.
And celebrate it.
Exactly. But I'm different. I want you to earn it.
Really?
Yes, I want you, I'm not just handing you an award.
Got to work for it.
So you got to work for it. So typically how we work, I perform the health check of a finance function, its accounts payable function, and all the other elements to it as well. And I report that back to senior leadership. And then they do 1 or 2 things. They say, would you fix it? And I go, great, because I'm a real hands-on manager. Yep, always, no problem, I'll go in, I'll fix it for you. Or they go, give us the roadmap and we'll fix it. And I go, there's no problem. I'll give you a roadmap. So I gave a roadmap to a recent client. And to my surprise was I was looking after another stream. They launched into doing it. And I was like, I was so impressed with the fact that they launched into doing it. They just needed a little tiny bit of guidance. I was so impressed with it. I says, look, you hit these scores by, let's say, the 1st of May. I'll give you the first AP1 award. I'll give you that trophy.
That's a challenge.
Yes. And that's the way, the positive motivation, the incentive that I would prefer to work at, to be honest with you. Because sometimes when a finance function is reviewed, there's negative connotations. So the amount of times I debate with people whether their health check score is red, amber or green, they're like, no, we're not red. We're not red. No, we're amber. What I'm actually going to do on health checks in future is eliminate amber. Because amber adds absolutely nothing.
Or it does add something, it's ambiguity.
Yeah, that's exactly what it
adds.
That's exactly what it adds. If you discovered once years ago when I was driving, you can go through an amber light. You're committed to it, yeah? You go through a red light, you're in trouble. A green light, you didn't need to think about it. And people, when you review their processes, they get very uptight in defences about it. And I actually don't think we achieve anything by reporting the fact that it's yellow. I think it works, and it's safe, and it's secure, and it's compliant, and it's efficient, and it's effective, and it works for the business, or it isn't. And we need to do something about it. And shades of grey, shades of red, shades of amber don't add to that at all. So I look to go, you can have an AP1 award out of this program if you are a member of this program and your company commits to measuring at the start what position its payment performance is in and what position it's in down the road. And you can take as long as you like. You can do your roadmap over 10 weeks, 16 weeks, I don't mind. The membership of AP1 lasts for the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was going to ask you about that, Michael, about is it for existing members that are part of the Finance Transformation UK membership now, or are you attracting new members? And if so, how do we sign up for that?
Yeah, it's new members. Essentially, so the website, financetransformation.co.uk, will have its new members area launched over the course of the next 4 weeks.
Okay.
Within there, you'll be able to sign up for the year. You'll get each of the 9 modules that I referred to, which put across the 9 steps in different ways. Your membership will obviously last for the year, at the end of which, if you wish to go again, you're more than welcome to. I consider this to be an iterative process. What I write down as the answer for the 9 steps now will be 10 times better by the time 90 people have joined and told me how they'd do it. And I'm all for sharing. I'm all for sharing the knowledge. What you teach me, I will update the documents for, and we will share that.
Okay,
So
so
that's the value of
creating,
it.
as you said, that community of interest, that community of excellence and transformation in one. Okay, very good. I like it.
So the ninth part of the module, I didn't get to the 9th part of the offering. So I think on a big scale, I think in terms of how people can be motivated and so on and so forth. And one of the issues which exists is the challenge around paying small businesses and paying them on time, and the effect that that has. Because although I work with big businesses, and this program is to help medium to large businesses, I am a small business myself. I have less than 10 headcount. And what I wanted to do was something to help that. So the 9th part of this, once you've gone through the 8 steps and you're up for it, is a campaign. And the campaign is to help as many small businesses as possible get paid on time. And that's in your hands. There's some absolutely sterling work performed by Liz Barkley, the Small Business Commissioner, and by Terry Corby, who runs Good Business Pays. But really and truly, the success of this hinges within every accounts payable manager in the country. And I think all you really need is to equip them with the tools and the training and the help and the support, and I think Britain will get paid faster as a result of it.
Good. Thank you, Michael. It was really good to spend time and to understand the AP1 programme and how it's been created and developed over those last 25 years of your own experience.
Yeah.
So for me as an individual, I understand what's in it for me, I understand where I can sign up for this, and I understand what's coming next.
Yeah.
And for me, it's more about, okay, so, you know, when I sign up for new, because I'm part of your membership already, so for new members, what are they going to get? So initially they're going to sign up. They're going to get access to lots of other experts in this field and friends in this field and specialists in this field, which is a great community to be part of. And initially, there's going to be quite a lot of information that's driven via, you know, the written word, the PDF. Also, you're going to be hosting videos, which the likes of myself and others could be part of as well, to enhance that learning and sharing of experiences. The webinars sound really, really interesting too. So there's kind of 3 kind of, you know, immediate things that will happen for somebody joining, which is they'll gain the knowledge really quickly through PDFs. There'll be videos that they can share and delve into and also be part of. And I think the webinars is all about the way you've described it is people will subscribe to it, they'll attend, but they'll be part of it. It's not going to be a talking at you on the webinar. It's going to be interactive and sharing the learning, which I think is really, really powerful.
And actually the part for me, which, like, I mean, we all have to go through challenges. So obviously for me, the challenge was, first of all, to sit down and write up my experience in some form of manner which was appealing. But the real challenge for me, who's, you know, born project manager and a control freak, is that when it comes to the webinars and the videos, I'm going to actually democratize that, and you can run one of the webinars. It doesn't have to be driven by me. You just take the topic and the step and can explore it. And as I said, you can improve what I've done, and we will update the documentation or create addendums to it so that all of the members can benefit from it. It very much will be, it starts out with my knowledge and experience, and it will grow based on the number of people who join. And my initial ambition is that we get 100 top class people into this program, and that AP1 is a key driver for payment performance across the UK across 2024.
Brilliant. So Michael, Finance Transformation UK has been in its form for the last 4 years. What's next?
Well, what I've wanted to get to for some time is a members area that had a purpose. And so what I've decided to do, we've obviously been talking about the AP1 program today for the transformation of accounts payable, is I want to set up an exclusive club for people who are serious about change.
Okay.
So the new members area within financetransformation.co.uk will be called the Finance 100 Club. And basically, in order to be a member of this, you must hold an operational role in finance. Given that we're going to kick this off with AP1, I am going to open it to accounts payable managers, financial controllers, and finance directors. As a finance transformation specialist, my sponsor is always the FD, so they're more than welcome to join or have a member of their team join. But AP1 is only the beginning. So I create a members area, I give it a purpose, so there will be a campaign which comes out of this that has to make a difference over and above your particular company. So this is giving you a sense of purpose. It'll start with AP1, it'll then go on to AR1, and then it'll go to Financial Accounts 1, and so on. But it will always be based on the fact that you're only getting into it if you want to change your own company and you want to contribute to the betterment of the economy in the UK, says an Irishman.
Brilliant.